Just getting situated.
Hey guys.
Hello everyone.
Yes, hello. I see there's another person in here. You can let us know who it is so we can give you a big hello. Personal hello, I guess, is the right term.
Happy Valentine's Day before we forget.
Yeah, we were contemplating about whether or not we should come on, but we didn't come on last week because of the Super Bowl. And so we're like, should we go on? Yes or no? And so we decided to come on because we didn't last week. Oh, we have another person. Hello, whoever that is. Like I mentioned before, please let us know who it is, and we'd love to give you a personal hello. It is cold out here, guys. I don't know what Paul Conrad is typing, but he's typing something. But it is so cold. So it is so cold. We are getting ice. As a matter of fact, last Thursday, it got so cold here that I slipped and fell. I was coming out of the RV, and I'm not used to. Well, I look at the wood every time. But I wasn't expecting like dry ice. I'm sorry, not dry ice. What is it called?
Just ice.
Black ice is the word I was thinking of. And so I stepped on it. I slid and fell, and I sprained my ankle. So I was down for a few days. I was really blessed because Paul and the kids stepped up, and I was able just to relax and do nothing. But that was really hard. Hello, Red Silo. Hello.
Red Silo Homestead.
Oh, thank you. They said they just watched the video and it was a great video. Thank you. That was all Paul. He's been working on it the last few days. So thank you, Red Shot.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback.
Yeah.
Hello, Simply Jan.
Hello, Simply Jan.
Thanks so much for coming in. So, Red Silo, are you set up? Have you put in your entry for Red for Shedwars? Goodness.
Some of those days.
My brain is not working.
Oh, we have some more people coming in. Hello, whoever that is. Hello, Dan.
Dan, Permaculture Food Forest. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Yes, thank you.
Where are you located at, Dan?
Oh, thank you. Simply Jan said, I loved your home Shedwars video, Paul.
Thank you, Jan.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
Big Blue House. Hello, Big Blue House. Thanks for coming in. We really do appreciate you stopping by. Florida. Okay. That seems familiar. I think that's a recent channel that we've subscribed to at the Dan Permaculture Food Forest. We try to implement a lot of permaculture principles here. We're currently working on a layout. We're going into our second year on our property. We got here and set up January of last year. So now we're going through, now that we've gone through one entire year, we're going through and putting together some design work and some layout on the property. I don't know if this is on.
I can check. It is.
How's the audio? Nobody said it.
Yeah. Well, I can see the little bubbles on the bottom. So, yeah, but let us know if this is bueno or not.
So I'm going to pin this. I just pinned the SHEDWARS21 rules video. It's put on by a channel called Will It Grow. A guy by the name of John runs that channel. That's his channel.
We gotta go down.
And what's that?
So we gotta go down.
Oh, the chat. So we watched that video a couple times. I watched it probably about a month ago when we were really starting to consider joining the Shedwars. Thanks, Dan, for the feedback on the audio. Thank you, Jan, as well. And Big Blue House. Everybody says, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So Johnny Boy, yeah, we watched this video, and John says that he gives this list of rules. I actually wrote down all the rules here in a fairly organized way. When he goes over them, it's kind of he kind of goes in a bunch of different directions. So the cutoff date is tomorrow. It's February 15th. So if you have any intentions of getting into the Shed Wars, and I'll explain Shed Wars briefly. Shed Wars was put on last year by a group of guys before the 2020 growing season started. A guy by the name of Mark at Arkansas Woodcutter. I'll put a link to his channel in a little bit, but let me tell you about Mark. Mark has a channel called Arkansas Woodcutter, and he and John from Will It Grow were going back and forth, and they decided to start a little competition, and they started recruiting different people from other gardening channels, homestead channels, people that were just interested in growing stuff. So they started creating teams and growing their own teams. And it wasn't real official last year. They didn't have a real set of rules. So this year, before the season has started, they made an official video, which is the video that I pinned. And that talks about the rules. Big Blue House says that she also wrote the rules down just to make sure you had it right. Yeah, it's a little tricky. So from what I understand, the draft date, or the date in which these two teams choose their teams, these two captains choose their teams. Before I forget, and I don't know exactly where Robert from Homestead Aquarius comes into this picture, but I also know that he's one of the founders in here. I think he was a part of Arkansas Woodcutters team, but I know that he was a very integral part of putting it together, the Shed Wars together. So I don't want to leave him out. So the draft date is set for March 21st. Now, I just saw a video that came out 3 days ago by Mark, the Arkansas Woodcutter, and he states that the draft will take place in early March, which I wouldn't consider March 21st early March, but the date in the official rules on the Will It Grow channel is March 21st, and the growing season goes on till November 23rd. So that is the time frame. There is currently a Southern Hemisphere competition going on as well. So there's two teams that are in the Southern Hemisphere. And so Dan says that he was part of the Shed Wars 2020, and he will be a supporter for channels taking part. Awesome. So I'm guessing that you're not going to be an actual entry, but any participation is encouraged. So that is cool. Yeah. Somebody's got to watch the videos. Somebody's got to be a spectator.
And I know for a while we were going back and forth about whether or not what we wanted to do.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that we kept coming back to in the bottom line was that for a long time, and I put this in the description of the video, we have been growing food and encouraging other people to grow food. A lot of our videos early on, we ended those videos was let's get as many growing as, let me start over. Let's get as many people growing as much food as possible. So we've had that thing for a long time. We also use the catchphrase, we grow as we grow, which implies that as we grow our own food, we grow as individuals, as people. Our knowledge on growing grows, And as we grow as a growing community, we get better and better. We grow as we grow. So that's a little term that we coined here at the Conrad Homestead. Red Silo says, yep, that's what we heard. Teams get divided up on March 21st and 22nd, 2 rounds of draft. So yeah, that should be interesting. It should be fun. And just getting back to that main point, the bottom line that we decided to join Shedwars because it encourages people to grow food. And a lot of the videos that you will see are teaching videos. They're not just, a large part of it is a competition where people are showing how much food they are growing. And it's competition between the 2 teams. But yes, Big Blue House Homestead says it perfectly. So I'll just read what she says. It is really important to teach, learn, and share people how to grow food. I can tell you early on, some of the first plants that we planted, we just went to Home Depot. And, we knew about seeds. And looking back, I'll be honest with you, it was kind of daunting. It was kind of scary. We were like, what do we do? Like,
will it grow?
Where do we put this plant? And how do we do this? And how do we keep this thing alive long enough to get fruit out of it, long enough to get the vegetable out of it, whatever it was that we're growing. So if you're just starting out, one of the easiest things you can grow is herbs. You can start into the mints, oregano, parsley. I don't know if parsley is a herb. Basil, thyme. Any of the herbs are very hardy. And if you're a new grower, I would strongly encourage that. You can buy plants at a local nursery. A lot of the big box stores carry herbs. Probably not this time of year, but as soon as they start coming out, if it's your first time, I would encourage you that as a starting place. Hey, Jason, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, Jason.
411 here. Good afternoon to you. Good to see you on here, Jason. Ben Peters says plants are hard. Hey, Ben, I don't believe I've seen you on here, and I'd like to welcome you to the channel.
Thank you. Hello, Ben.
Sofiane Ahmed Zaid, hello. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. And there's one more. Where did it go?
Anbar Ahmed. Hi, girls. I'm assuming she's talking to someone else because there's only one girl in here. But it's good to see you here. Thanks for joining us. You have a problem. Can we help? You can post your question and we'll try our best to help.
Is that Rainier? Is that what it says?
Rainier Jagar.
Hello.
From Pakistan. Wow, we have a lot of, it looks like foreign visitors. Thank you for joining us. So, one of the other qualifications as on the Shedwars is that you must grow one potted plant. Did you know that? So everyone is required to grow one potted plant, and they said the emphasis on that is so that everyone can have at least one common ground. So, you have people ranging probably from a balcony or even a windowsill in an apartment or a very small space where they could fit a plant or two, some house plants, all the way up to somebody who could have acres and acres of property, could have thousands of acres of property. But one of the qualifications, one of the points is that each person must grow in their garden at least one potted plant. Let's see here. I have Jan at Simply Jan Homestead is one of our moderators. We thank you, Jan, for being here and moderating for us, as well as Jason Avers. Thank you. Let's see. It looks like somebody's getting a little excitable here. I'll go ahead and remove that post. Grow an onion, it will fix it.
There's just another comment that was mentioned earlier.
Okay.
You can just move along. Yep, there are some people who are growing exclusively in container gardens. That's what they put the one
potted plant rule. Yeah, so I think we can all live with that. Thank you, Jason, for addressing that issue. I appreciate it. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I didn't even plan on telling this story, but when I grew up, a lot of my childhood was in an apartment. And I grew up in a apartment complex called Menlo Park Apartments. It was a urban housing development, a HUD housing. Hey, Jules with Jules Small Gardening.
Yes, hello, hello.
Welcome to the live stream. So I lived in an apartment. It was government housing. I lived there until my 11th grade of high school. So from 2nd grade to 11th grade. So I'd say the majority of my childhood was in an apartment complex. But we actually, actually at a very young age, was interested in growing things. So one of the first things I can remember planting on the balcony of our apartment was a plant called, you may recognize this, it's used in a lot of Mexican candies. It's called tamarindo. I'll write it for you on the screen here. Tamarind. A lot of people call it tamarind. In the Spanish way, it's called tamarindo. Tamarindo. Sorry, I'm gonna write it for you there. Tamarindo. So this was a plant. It's got really small leaflets, very small, probably only about 1/4 inch. It grows very similar if you've seen mesquite trees or Palo Verde trees. It's got the real small little leaflets like that. And it does very well in humid weather. It grows good in Mexico. So that's where it comes from. They use it, like I said before, in a lot of candies. So that pod, we could get those at the grocery store, which was right by our house. And I found the little seeds inside of there, and I scarcified them, which means I took some. Well, actually, I just took them over to the concrete, the sidewalk, and I started scraping them. There was actually a guy at our church that had told us about doing that with mesquite trees and Palo Verde trees, where you take it, the bean side, or the bean, it looks like a bean pod. You know, if you take the rounded side, the outer portion of that. Let's see if I have something to draw with. I don't. But basically, you take the outside of that and you scratch it along just to speed up the process of the germination of that seed. And so I put that in this pot. It was a little 5-gallon pot. And at an early age, I can tell you, and this is going to sound weird to some people, but intuitively, just knowing this, I knew that the dirt that I put in that pot couldn't be pure dirt. I knew that it needed some kind of organic matter in order to be good, productive potting soil. So I actually would take little twigs and I'd take grasses and stuff, and I'd mix it into there, and I'd keep a little mulch on there. And believe it or not, that little plant, I grew it up to be about 2 feet tall. I think I grew up for like a year and a half, and I never did get any fruit out of it. But I can remember doing that at an early age, and that was a plant that I got some of my first growing experience. It was something that, this is something I teach our kids is, these are your plants. Try and get them to grow. And it's pretty neat because they can.
Yeah.
It's amazing how little talent it takes and how rewarding it is when somebody starts growing and they get it, they catch on, they come alive when they start seeing some success with their plants.
Well, someone, as in myself, who is like a black plague to all plants, there is definitely some skill to it, though. So Big Blue House asked if it was tough to harvest. So you mentioned that we never received anything. Have you grown any tamarindo since then?
No, I haven't.
So then I would say that it would be a little hard to harvest.
Yeah, that I would guess that I was probably about 12 or 13 years old when I started messing with that. And Eric came in.
Yeah, hello, Eric.
Premchin Jadeo. Sorry if I butchered that. I appreciate you stopping by to say hi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Simply Gem put it very well put. She wrote, "It's amazing to see God's creation grow." I agree with that because there's been times that the kids and I will look at a seed and we're like, "That's so crazy! Like something's gonna grow out of this little insignificant thing, and it works. You put it in the soil and it grows." Lori's World just came in, so hello. And then I think it says Stephanie up there wants to know, is that what it says? So Sofiane wants to know, she has a small turtle and she wants to know what you would suggest for planting for them.
A turtle lives in the water. If it were a tortoise, you could plant some greens for it. I don't know if a turtle would eat greens. I have to be honest with you. I did catch a snapping turtle, but I've never had a pet turtle. So I'm not the best person to give you advice on a pet turtle. Turtles in the garden. In Arizona, quite a few people had tortoises, which are kind of like a land turtle. They don't go in the water. They actually dig little holes and hibernate over the winter in the desert. And
the only thing that I know is a lot of the farmers around here have commented to us that they are not good to have in the ponds.
Yeah, these snapping turtles.
The snapping turtle, because they eat the fish and they apparently drown ducks. We were just talking to some neighbors and they're saying that there's a park nearby. They saw us there. That's why we were talking about it. And there's several ducks, and they were saying like, "Oh yeah, we let some ducks go there, and the snapping turtles drowned them." And we're like, "Wait, what?" I guess they do that. They drag them down, and we were talking about it. And the one pond that we know the turtle was in, ducks refused to go in there, which we were wondering because it's actually bigger than the other pond. But we think that might be part of it, is they must be getting snapped at by these turtles.
Yeah, so I second guessed my to release the snapping turtle that we caught.
Hello, come on.
Farmer Q came in. Farmer Q has the channel Lion Crest Outdoors Gardening. We just recently got connected with them in the last couple days, and I appreciate you coming on. Farmer Q, good to see you on here. We look forward to growing with you. Come on with the come on. Come on homesteading. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. I think they were here last week too, but
yeah, come on is come on quite a bit.
Yeah, no, he came on, and then that was the day we decided not to do it because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm just gonna make it today. We're like, oh, I was second guessing because we were back and forth. We're like, should we do it? Should we not do it? And I have to like mentally prepare myself to like go on live stream. And I'm not gonna deny it. I was the one that I was like, no, I don't want to. And so he had grace on me, and we just we didn't do it that day. So that was on me.
There was actually another homesteading channel doing a live stream, and I was talking to Come On with in that live stream, and he was telling me he was sitting in our live stream chat writing stuff.
Well, thank you. So land tortoises, including strawberries. So Jason was saying that they like strawberries. You get a free relocation for me to the woods. Aw.
He's not appreciating their presence there. Yeah, I could see that. So come on, have you done a live yet? I don't know if I remember seeing you do a live stream. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because you wrote, I love going live, so much fun. So yeah.
Yeah, we like connecting. We like this format a lot. It's very interactive, and we grow as we grow.
Yeah, and thank you, Jan. She mentioned hitting that thumbs up button, and I like to take time right now. Thank you for our moderators. I know that earlier I was watching like delete, and so thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Every Tuesday.
Oh, we'll have to meet you over there.
We'll have to put that on our list.
Yeah.
I've got a paper here, but I don't have a pen. Okay. So another requirement, or I guess it would be a suggestion, because Eric, good to meet you too. I've actually watched, I believe, a couple of your videos. And Lion Crest is making an announcement. He's going to start going live 3 times a week.
Wow, that's really good.
That's
Paul would like to do it more often, but like I said, I'm the one that's like, no, wait. Okay, so you want to go over some more rules? Yeah,
so another requirement or suggestion is to post at least 2 videos for a total 2 videos per month. That would equate to 12 videos per season minimum. And then the minimum length of those videos is 2 minutes in length. But early on, I wasn't sure what those requirements were. So that kind of was scaring me away from joining Shedwars. We don't prioritize making YouTube videos on a whole. Like a lot of times we're doing stuff and then it's like a second thought, like, oh, maybe we should record this. So we try to remember, but if it's something that we really need to get done, a lot of times we just go and do it. Like we just try and get it done.
And that's harder too, because I'm usually the recorder. And so while I'm homeschooling, you're usually out there.
Yeah.
So that's part of it too. So the days that we're out in the garden and stuff, if it's a school day, I have to reschedule, kind of switch things around to go record.
Yeah, so we try and get as much as we can. So if we get, our goal is to put out at least 1 video per week. And usually that's on a Sunday. We try and get 1 more in during the week sometime, but that's just kind of an add-on. That's just a bonus. We have been messing with the shorts. If you haven't noticed, we're trying to figure that out. The last one that we did, we pulled the video footage out of another video called Snow Day, which is like a 12-minute video. And then we were trying to figure out how to get that and edit that down and make that a neat little short, but we couldn't figure out, or I haven't figured out the format yet.
I feel bad because he's actually done a lot of research. He did one and we're like, okay, it didn't make the shelf. And then he did another one, which is the turtle one. Snapping
turtle.
And that one's done really good. And then he did another one and he's like, I think I got it.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't good. So There's a lot of research. I'm sure you guys know.
Yep.
There's a lot of research, and like it's the finished product, but there's a lot to it.
Yeah, and we're still learning, so
yeah, we're learning.
We'll figure it out.
So Kaman asked what we used, and we use Movavi.
Movavi is our editing software that we're using.
And I think it was Jason up there. It's up there. Mentioned that he doesn't destroy them, little turtles. That's really sweet. I think that's so sweet that you relocate them and keep them at arm's length. I like chuckled. He was in the middle of talking and I was chuckling at your comment.
Keep what at arm's length?
It's up there with the little smiley faces, like blinking. You gotta go up.
Let's see. That's
Right
Jason
there.
says that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the creator had a purpose for them, so I don't destroy them indiscriminately. But I don't quite understand the purpose, so I just keep them at arm's length until understanding comes. Further along, you'll understand why. We sing that hymn at church every once in a while, and I think of that like, you know, maybe one day we'll get that. Figure out why the good Lord gave us them good old mosquitoes. But until then, you know, just keep going. One very interesting thing that I've been thinking about lately, and the turtle tortoise thing kind of brings me back to that, is the mass accumulation of calcium. So you think about these animals, you know, you have snails and you have chicken eggs, and you have these animals with these huge shells that are able to accumulate all this calcium to build this shell. It really is interesting. Maybe it is not so great as a disproportion as I might think it be, because the shells on the outside, you know, they still do have bones like we do, and we require a lot of calcium. But for some reason, when I see those shells, it just makes me wonder, like, where is all this calcium coming from, and how are their bodies converting that? It really is a miracle, you know, how different animals were made.
Like a bumblebee too. It's not supposed to fly. If you see, it's like proportionate to its wings and its body and everything, and yet there it is.
Yeah.
God knew what he was doing.
What do you use to edit? You answered that one.
Yeah, and then they were mentioning earlier, Come On mentioned that it takes a lot of time to film and work slowly. I agree with that, because I've actually filmed a couple stuff on my own. Just because I get nervous, to be honest. Like whenever Paul's watching me film, I get really nervous. So usually if I'm doing a video, I'm usually filming it myself. And it takes like 3 times longer than it would have just doing whatever it is that I would be doing. So I agree with that. And then the editing, I think I actually hate the editing more than the filming. So that's one thing that I was glad that Paul took the baton on that one, because I was like, I can't, like, with home, you know, homeschooling and the domestic, like, and then the editing on top of that, because normally I film him and then I would edit it. And so he's helped me and he's taken over that, which is a huge blessing. Like now I'm like, check, like it's done. So now I just have to like rail on him, like, have you edited? Have you edited? Are we gonna have a film? So that's one thing we're still trying to get down. Let me see here. What do we have?
Let me ask you guys this before I forget. So we've watched a lot of live streams, and I'm wondering, is there a way? A lot of times at the bottom of the screen, I'll see like a highlighted comment, like this is the comment that we're talking about right here. Lion Crest said, worms are the ultimate calcium regulator. Like that and put that right here. I think that's only available in StreamYard. I don't believe that's available in the YouTube studio. Yeah, let me know if that is correct.
StreamYard. Yeah, she just wrote StreamYard.
Carpenter's Self-Reliance. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see you. Let's go up a little ways. I saw that Jason said, ooh, I like that line of thinking. Too much Ca, which I'm assuming stands for calcium, in the soil pushes the pH too high. Yeah, that could be calcium.
Actually, read Silo's comment. Had me chuckling.
So having animals that tie the calcium up might serve a regulatory purpose.
And then you read Silo right there, right on top.
They're getting all that calcium from the fish and the ducks they're eating. Yeah, eating all them ducks. Daggum turtles. Yeah, we're actually noticing Farmer Q. We're noticing you guys hear me say Farmer Q? That's Lion Crest Outdoors, by the way. We're noticing a lot more activity in the worms. So when we first got here, the clay was a very the ground was a very light tan, and it was clay. You know, we're always gonna have clay where we're at, but it was very light tan, and we're noticing it getting darker. It's not black yet. We do have an area in the chicken coop where we've dumped a ton of biomass. We put tree clippings, wood chips, hay. We put a lot of the food scraps in there, and we use the chickens to turn that over. I need to do a video of that. But that area, it's kind of weird because just outside the fence there, whenever I've dug in that area, the worms are crazy in that area. Mm-hmm. So the chickens, they dig up all inside the fence, and they're catching a lot of those worms. But on the outside, they're multiplying like crazy. So hopefully they'll migrate throughout the property. That's kind of like the center highest point. So hopefully they'll follow and go out from that point. So the garden is downhill from there about 100 feet. I've actually taken some worms from that area, dug them up, and put them in different patches kind of in the center of the garden, and put some cardboard over them just to kind of give them a little habitat, and hope that they'll start catching up. I've dug around a little bit this winter, but I haven't seen the worm activity in the garden that I really like to see. So hopefully in the spring, when it starts to warm up, we'll see some more of that as that material breaks down a little faster.
So we had Bar Run Forge come in. So hello, and then let me see here.
Bar Run Forge.
Mm-hmm. And then come on, mention that the more I do, the better the less nervous I will be. I agree. The only problem is it's Paul's that's making me nervous. Oddly enough, I can stand and look at the camera. It's Paul's face. Like I can tell like he's intently like thinking about what I'm saying, and he's the one that makes me nervous.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I don't do anything.
Well, a lot of times you don't. It's just me you just make me nervous. I wanna impress him, and so I get nervous.
Yeah, I mean, different people can't eat in front of other people, and some people can't really talk the way they want to. So that's all right. She makes it work, and then I don't even have to be there. So it works out real good. Yeah. She does all the work from start to finish, so I can't complain about that. I didn't know that either. Lioncrest made the comment that he didn't know that about StreamYard, but Jason said that, and I know he directed this to Carpenter's Self-Reliance, but I'm going to steal that comment. It says if you use StreamYard, you can go live with your phone. I didn't know that. Even if you don't have 1,000 subs. Huh. That's good to know. I wonder how that works around. I guess the YouTube software just can't sense that. However, it does sense it. Yeah, so that's cool to know.
I forgot who it was earlier. I saw it up there saying that they haven't been able to go live yet because of their data. I forgot who it was.
Anyone can go live on a laptop as long as you have a YouTube account. You just can't go live on a mobile device. They don't want any old person running around the streets recording stuff. I guess you have to have a little bit of credibility. ton of guys out there doing some crazy stuff. But anyhow, all right. So let me add another a rule or regulation from the Shed Wars. It says not everything must be weighed. So you're not required, like, say you eat like some mashed potatoes and the potatoes came out of your garden. You don't have to like weigh every single little thing. You just want to keep like an ongoing little tally sheet, and then mention that. But the main requirement is a final weigh-in. So there is a lot of there's a lot of trust factor here. There's a lot of, we're trusting that everybody's doing this. Nobody's making money, so it's not like there's a huge incentive to make stuff up. One thing that I really like about Shed Wars is it's going to encourage us. We were already trying to do it. So last year, our garden, we were kind of moving in as we were setting up our garden. So we couldn't really focus on the garden as much as we wanted to. So this year, one of our main goals is to eat what we grow and grow what we eat. So, it's one thing to grow something. It's another thing to eat what you're growing. So, if you've seen our video with all the sweet potatoes, we're actually having a hard time eating all those sweet potatoes. We gathered over 500 pounds of sweet potatoes, and we gave a lot of those away. But they're storing pretty well, and the ones that we noticed get soft, we don't allow them to rot. We give them to the chickens before they go bad, so they're not going to waste at all. But they you can only eat so many sweet potatoes. And one thing that I started doing recently was just take a raw sweet potato and cut little chips out of it. Just cut it about a little less than a quarter sliver, kind of like a little coin, and just chew on it. It's actually pretty good. The first like 3 to 4 weeks, they didn't have a whole lot of flavor to them, but now it's been about 2 or 3 months since we've had them out of the ground, and man, they're good. They're sweet. I know why they call them sweet potatoes.
And then too, we've had a lot of neighbors and friends when we tell them that we grew. They're like, "Oh, I want some." So that's been beneficial. So we are not obligated to eat all the massive amount. We've been distributing them out, and so our neighbors were like, "Merry Christmas! Here you go, some sweet potatoes." And then we went to the Andersons and we gave them some too. So we've been
distributing them.
Distributing them.
A little factoid for you. Sweet potatoes are actually not in the same family as regular potatoes. So potatoes and tomatoes, they're in the nightshade family, and sweet potatoes are not. I forget what family they're in. I think they're in the family of like daisies or something else, but they're not in the same family.
Leo Crest,
although they are called lion crest.
Lion crest. Just write them off as.
Oh, it bumped up.
It's right there. No, go back down.
Oh,
right there. See it?
No.
Just a business write-off for the
license.
Under marketing.
Or LLC. Under marketing. What was that? What's he talking about?
The sweet potatoes.
Oh,
you're distributing them out.
Yeah. Some of them we sold. We sold some to a few people. Red
Barn mentioned, I don't know, well, I moved it. I don't know verbatim what it said because it root cellar. And I'm actually kind of gonna lie to you because every time I go down there's these massive spiders. And it's funny because when we're in Tucson, like I always see spiders, I'm like, who cares about it? Like there was even the brown recluse, it didn't faze me at all. We came here and there's all kinds of weird spiders. And since then I have like a weird phobia. Like even when I have to get into a box, I'm like, I need one of the kids to help me. I'm like, hey, help me with this box because there might be a spider. So I do have a root cellar. I just have to stop being a chicken and go down there and deal with our root cellar because we also use it for
tornado shelter.
I was trying to think of the word.
Yeah, the property already had that on there. The root cellar. There was actually a bunch of canning stuff in there, but it was all old and a lot of it was rotten. Swarmstead, hello.
Yes.
I don't think I saw your name on there. Welcome to the live stream.
They were mentioning it earlier. So yes, hello, Swarmstead. Paul was talking when you came in.
Sounds like a B channel.
And then they came on, they were talking a lot about StreamYard, which I was learning as you were talking about.
Swarmstead was?
Yes, along with Come On and Jason, we're talking about StreamYard and having to pay, and then you get so many for free without having to purchase it. So that was all up there.
Yeah, so Bar Run, our root cellar, it needs some ventilation. So right now, there's not enough ventilation. A lot of stuff. I put some potatoes in there and just tested it, and there's not enough airflow in there. So I think I need to drill some holes and put some type of vent pipe in there to get some air circulation, because I'm noticing that stuff rots in there too quickly.
Which is weird because it's very moist in there.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, because
it's too moist. There's not enough airflow in there to release it.
Simply Jan says she has to run. She has to have a great week.
All right, Jan.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for stopping by, Jan. We really appreciate your you coming in and moderating for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Jan, for your continued support. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Jason Avers gave us the official name. Says they're part of the Morning Glory family. They are the Ipomia batatatas. Batatatas. Almost like bananas, but with T's instead of M's. Batatas. Apomia batatas. Okay, that was fun. All right, so we have about 13 minutes left, just so you know. We normally run this till 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let me get back to the list. One of the requirements is that if you're doing anything Shedwar related, I don't know if you can see that top line there. Your title must start with SHEDWARS21 : which is the 2 dots, not the semicolon with the dot in the comma.
So it's not the blinky eye, it's the 2 little eyes.
Yeah, in today's emoji world, that's how you can explain it to all the teenagers. It's the 2 solid eyes, the comma, the colon. So your title, if it's Shedwar related, it should have, looks like I'm missing the S in my Shedwars. SHEDWARS21 : should start your title. And then in the description, they're asking that you put hashtag Shedwars as well as hashtag SHEDWARS21.
And before you go on, Bar Run Forge said that they are taking off because they have a phone call coming in. God bless you and enjoy Shedwars 2021. So thank you very, very much for stopping by, and thank you for the blessing.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Good to see you on here.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it before, I was actually just experimenting. I was on the Shedwars rule video. So the on my computer, the Shedwars words are blue, so it's like a hyperlink. Well, I didn't know it, but all those hashtags link all those videos together. So any video that has that, if you go into the YouTube search and you type hashtag Shedwars, or you type hashtag Shedwars21 and you search that, you're going to come up with every video that has those hashtags in the description. So that's kind of their way of grouping it. So that's the point of it, that they'll get grouped together, and then people that are looking for that information can find it all in one place. So that's pretty neat. I had seen that before. I've done Google searches on hashtags, but I didn't realize that YouTube was doing that as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So another thing that you can count as your food weight while you're doing weigh-ins, adding to the competition, helping your team, is anything that you hunt, fish, or gather. So wild edibles, stuff like honey. If you go out and gather a goldenrod or some wild blackberries, dandelions for some
tea.
Dandelion tea, then you can count all that stuff. So this is going to be fun. We're really looking forward to it. We think it's going to be a good time. And
yeah, I'm excited because I know that we had talked about it, about back and forth. Like, is that something we want to do? And like Paul mentioned, it was a motivator for him. And so
it always adds a little bit more motivation when you're competing with someone, you know? Not that you want like them to die or anything, but you just like, you want to do good. Like you want to help your team to win because you're competing against the other guys. Of course, the other guys are still friends. They're not ultimate foes, but they are competitors in this challenge. So that kind of, that increases the stakes. I will make a notice or a mention. One of the negatives, and what's his name? Mark touches on this in his video that he made a couple days ago. I need to find that video and post it here. Let me come in here and look that up real quick. So he makes the point that don't get caught up in all the trash talk. And that was Arkansas woodcutter. I highly doubt Will It Grow will take any heed to that, but I like what Mark says. So Mark just put out a video 4 days ago. I'm looking at it right now. I'm actually going to see if I can open it without killing my live stream. So I'm going to share this in the chat there. Share, copy link. All right, now let me get out of here before I kill my own live stream if I haven't already. So here is that. Here is Mark's latest video, encouraging the Shed Warriors, and that is so I made the point that one of the negatives is that you got a lot of people talking a lot of junk, trying to stir some stuff up. But hey, we're not going to get involved in that so much. We're going to try not to.
No, Jason, listen, it's not a requirement. So just have fun. Just do it to have fun. So I think I like that.
So it's all done just to have fun. It's just
yeah, the trash talking. Like, I know I'm not even good on a like personal level. Like, Paul will say some snarky comment and I'm like, that was really good, and that like hurt. In like 10 minutes I'm gonna think of something, so watch for it.
Well, luckily you have plenty of time to respond to a video.
So there was some stuff that was mentioned up above. Welsh Farms came in. So hello, good afternoon, good evening.
Oh, Welsh Farms.
Yeah,
look at that.
Can you go up a little bit?
Almost missed them.
Yeah, because it got down. But there was something that I wanted to mention. Go up a little bit more, right about there. Oh, Carpenter mentioned, I don't think it's fair to weigh beef. I'm going to go over 6,000 pounds this year, and I'm not going to enter the beef. And that's a good point, because that wouldn't be fair. That would be pretty evil. Like, oh yeah, I weigh so much.
Yeah, we have a lot of, we have sheep as well. And I think in order to count that, it has to be the beef that you're eating during that season. So if your family's eating that beef, you can definitely count it. If that's beef that you're raising, that you're growing, then yeah, you can count that.
So Red Silo mentioned that they're not into trash talking either. So kindred spirit. And then Big Blue mentioned that they were going to take off to have dinners. Great live. Good luck with Shedwars. So thank you. I hope you have a nice dinner.
Hey, thanks for being with us this whole time, Big Blue House.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked out Big Blue House Homestead, we've got a ton of great information from her. I recently watched one of her loofah videos where she's breaking apart the dried loofah and taking seeds out of there. Tons of great information. She's the one that told me about curing sweet potatoes. It's one of those channels that if you tune into, no matter what the topic is, you're going to get something helpful. So I would strongly encourage Big Blue House Homestead. Great channel. Thanks for your continued support, Big Blue House Homestead. Thanks so much. So yeah, Jason says exactly what I said just a minute ago. If you are going to eat all that beef, you can weigh it. So yeah. Hey, Homestead Aquarius is on here. So I mentioned Robert early on. Oh, Robert maybe had been sitting in the chat this whole time. But he says it will be fun. Are you ready? Grow, teach, and inspire, and have fun. I'm not sure if Robert has yet, but he has, I guess I can't say threatened, but he has, how would you say it? He's suggested, yeah. He suggested that he might reveal his identity. If you ever watch any of Homestead Aquarius's videos, you don't never see Robert. You just see his arm sometimes and what he's doing. So he may reveal his identity one day.
It reminds me of that TV show, the one that did you see like the fence? I forgot that.
Yeah. The Neighbor?
Yeah.
Was it like
I don't even remember the show.
It was a Tool Time with Tim Taylor, whatever that show is.
Yeah, I remember.
Somebody on here knows who I'm talking about.
I'm not
The Neighbor. What was the name of that sitcom with Tim Allen? Or
Home Improvement?
Yeah, Home Improvement sounds right.
Yeah.
Good job. Woo. Home Improvement. Jason Avers.
Yeah.
You win something.
100 unredeemables.
100 unredeemable points.
Come on, it's a Home Improvement.
Oh, nice. You guys are paying attention.
That's why I thought that's why he's a shimmer here.
Yeah, he likes to hang out and then he'll pop in there.
So it says, Carpenter says, when can we post our first SHEDWARS21 video other than our entry video? We started seeds in the house this weekend.
I don't think there's a limitation. I don't see why there'd be any reason why you can't.
Mr. Welsh said.
I don't know if anybody may be excluded from Shedwars. It doesn't sound like it.
Actually, I got the impression that they would, because in the one video that you were watching said that they didn't want uneven numbers, and so at some point if it's an uneven number.
Well, but what's the difference between 50 and 51? So I don't know if you could really. I don't think they would make too much hassle if there was one extra person on the team. The problem last year was there was like, a handful, 10 people on one team, and then it was like 25 or 30 on another team. So that's the whole point of gathering all the entrants at the beginning, is to set up and divvy everybody out. That way, it's not like a baseball game or a football game on the recess field where you just start going, yeah, that guy's on our team. Yeah, he's on our team. And then you look over and there's 5 guys on one team and there's 20 guys on the other team. So,
Crazy home, family homestead.
Crazy.
Crazed. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
They said they got to go shovel snow.
Oh, bummer.
So yeah, thanks for joining us. And then Evans Homestead. Hello. Hello and goodbye. Actually, I just looked at the time.
Hello. You say hello, and we say goodbye.
It's about that time. Yeah.
Well, guys, it goes by quick when you're having fun.
Yeah.
I think I covered all of the rules. John did mention that they wanted to do some special events, and I have seen on a couple of the Southern Hemisphere channels where they have individual things. If you've ever watched the UFC's, I forget what they call it, like, I was going to make a connection to them, but what they do is they like pick out like, okay, you, Johnny, you fight Bob. They're both our lightweights. You pick out your guy. Okay, now, and the parallel to that would be like, okay, these 2 guys are going to grow onions, and these 2 guys are going to grow onions, and we're going to see if you can grow the best onions or something like that. So they said there's going to be some special challenges like that this year that they want to do, and I've actually seen some of those on the Southern Hemisphere one, so that's pretty neat.
Allison says, don't say goodbye.
Hey, Allison.
Yeah, Allison said, hello, Allison. And then she asked if we got any snow. No, so we did get a lot of black ice, but no snow yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you caught in the beginning of the live stream, I mentioned I actually slipped and fell. And it's funny because I thought of texting you to pray for me because I slipped and I fell and I sprained my ankle. And I milked that cow and I was like, Paul, I can't get up.
Yeah, her ankle's doing a lot better now. She's walking around pretty good.
Yeah, I can't stay stationary. I can't milk that cow. I mean, I'm saying I milked the cow, but I had a really hard time staying laying down. And then Kaman mentioned that they're going to go make cheesecake for their woman. Good night to everyone, and I need cheesecake, so sign me up on that. Jules mentioned good night, y'all. So yeah.
Allison, you have less than 24 hours to get your Shedwars video up. So go back to the beginning and watch the instructions and the rules that I put out. I'll show them to you real quick.
I wonder if it's backwards.
Oh, it does look backwards on the screen, but we said last time that we verified Daniel was on here with Copperhead Road, and he said that they would all come out straight. So,
well, we better get going, Papa, because it is late. So I know some of you guys started saying goodbye, like Jules, and thank you. So yeah, we better get going. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We're excited, looking forward to share. See?
Oh, bummer.
Huh. Go to Will It Grow.
Yeah, go to Will It Grow and watch the videos. Right. So that's what I pinned. Top there, I pinned that Shedwars rule video, and you can watch that. You're gonna have to skim through it a little bit because it takes the opportunity to take a couple jabs at a couple people, but you'll get through it.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. We're excited, like I said. Thank you so much for joining us. We still have several people here, so thank you guys for toughing it out with us from beginning to end.
For this Valentine's edition, Valentine's with an N. For this Valentine edition, we thank you for joining us. We appreciate your continued support. And remember, we grow as we grow. Keep on growing, keep on learning, and keep on going.
Bye, guys. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.